What's up? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name is Simon Hill. I'm a Black American traveler. I'm here in Tirana, Albania with my beautiful wife. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about things I've noticed about Tirana after being here for 1 week. So today is July 1st, Saturday, and I came here last Sunday. So technically it's only been about 6 days. But we'll be here for 1 more week before we go to Durrës, and then hopefully Vlorë, and then hopefully Shkodër. Shkodër? I don't know how to say it. Anyway, the first thing I've noticed since being here in Albania is that they love pizza. Pizza, you can see it over there. There's a pizza place. The many other pizza places I've seen, and ice cream. It seems like people love pizza and ice cream. It's like they're permanently eating like a 5th grader's birthday party's diet. It's crazy. Slam them bones, baby. Dominoes. Yeah, let's go. I'm sure Albanian food is varied and complex, and there are a lot of interesting dishes. But since we've been here, aside from the dish that I ate that had kofte and sauce, it's been hard to find a restaurant with actual food other than a pizzeria. When you come to Tirana, you'll see a lot of cafes, a lot of people drinking coffee incessantly all day, and a lot of people eating ice cream. There are a lot of gelaterias. Gelaterias? I don't know how to say it. Ice cream shops, you get the idea. There are some fast food places like this, but most of the time it's cafes like this. These are few and far between. Another thing I've noticed is that they have fresh fruit and vegetables out everywhere, as you can see behind me, which is a good thing. But what's not so good, at least for me, is that most of the places that we try to shop at don't take card. It's a very, very cash-based society, which is why right now we're wandering around looking for an ATM. The only places that I've seen that regularly accept credit cards are the supermarkets. When we go to cafes, even ritzy ones, like in this neighborhood, because this is like a nicer neighborhood as I see, most of these places don't take card. It's only cash. I watched a video on YouTube from a channel called Cold Fusion that talked about how in Albania back in the 90s, there was this bank that did a Ponzi scheme that basically stole all of the Albanians' money and almost caused a civil war in the country. So I think that's why there might be some distrust with banks, and that's why a lot of people prefer to keep cash and use cash. I don't know if that's true. I just feel like it's true. Another thing I've noticed is that the Albanian language sounds a little bit like a mix of like a Slavic language mixed with Italian. I don't know any Slavic languages, but I lived in Serbia for some time and have traveled around the Balkans, so I've had exposure to the Slavic languages, but this one has sort of like an Italian flair to it. Now, before people come for me, I know that Albanian is actually one of the few European languages that's not Indo-Aryan in its family origin. I know. Don't come for me. I'm just saying what it sounds like to me. Speaking of languages, English here is not so widespread, and I'm going to compare this in Tirana to being in Pristina last week. I spent a week in Pristina, Kosovo, and over there, English was very widespread. But here, since I've been in Tirana, people have been, oh, my English, no good. And listen, I'm not an Anglophone. I'm not one of those people that's like an English supremacist or anything like that. People can speak whatever language they want. I really don't care. It's just something I notice when I go to different countries. Trust me. As a Black American, I don't give a fuck about English. Pause right here for clarification. When I say that I don't give a fuck about English, it's not that I don't care about the sentence construction or the grammar or speaking English properly, because I know there are many racist people in my comment section who will then say, of course you don't care about English. Black people can't speak English properly. What I mean is that English is a language that was spread across the world, particularly to Black Americans, through slavery, colonialism, death, destruction, and genocide. Therefore, I have no love for the English language because it is a language that is inherently tied to oppression. Another thing I've noticed, and I hope my wife doesn't slap me for it, is that Albanian broads have huge titties. Oh. But that's it. They have nothing on Turkish women. Ain't that right? Right. You know I can't pronounce that. As you can see, we're hoofing it right now because the city is somewhat easy to walk around with the help of Google Maps, of course. And also the canal that runs in the middle of the city that lets you know you're in the center or where you're going towards the center or away from it. But buses are not on Google Maps, and usually we take the bus whenever we go to different cities. And the taxis, I feel like, might scam us, so we don't take taxis that often. So if you're not a fan of walking, maybe Tirana might not be for you. And if you can't download the app that allows you to use the buses or know when they're coming, it might be hard to move around. Another thing I've noticed while being here in Albania, and I didn't realize that I forgot to say this until I started chopping up this video this morning, is that Albanian people, particularly Albanian women, because I've seen this mostly with Albanian women, when they want to whisper to somebody else, they cover their eyes like this. Most people, when they want to talk to somebody, you know, they cover their mouth or but covering your eyes is very strange. It's very strange. Of course, when I'm walking into a cafe, the only black man in a 100-mile radius with my wife, of course, I've seen people whisper and talk to themselves and point and stare and gawk in many other countries. But this is the only country where I've seen white people do this thing. Do y'all talk with your eyes? And that's it. That's pretty much what I've noticed being here in Tirana, Albania for about a week. It's cool, it's hilly, it's Mediterranean. It reminds me of a European Tunisia. I spent 2 years of my life in Tunisia and it feels like a little bit like I'm back home. So, thanks for watching. Peace.